to the creepy tales of Hollow Hills. We will journey deep into the legends of this awkward little town. Today's episode, The Bats of Shadow Hollow. This podcast is presented by VCDI and TCDI. In the heart of Hollow Hills, there was a secluded cave known as Shadow Hollow. The locals avoided it, whispering tales of strange occurrences and eerie sounds that emanated from its depths. The cave was said to be home to a colony of bats, but these weren't ordinary bats. They were the guardians of an ancient, restless spirit. One autumn evening, a curious young man named Ethan, new to the town, decided to explore the cave. Armed with only a flashlight and his courage, he ventured into the Shadow Hollow. Ignoring the warnings of the townsfolk, the entrance of the cave was wide and yawning, like the mouth of some slumbering beast. And as Ethan stepped inside, the air grew colder, thicker, as if the very atmosphere was warning him to turn back. Ethan's flashlight flickered, casting shadows that danced on the jagged walls. The deeper he went, the more unsettling the atmosphere became. Suddenly, he heard a fluttering of wings, a sound that echoed through the cave like whispers in the dark. He pointed his flashlight upwards and saw the bats, hundreds of them, hanging silently from the ceiling. They stared at him with eyes that seemed to gleam with an unnatural intelligence. Undeterred, Ethan pressed on. He soon reached the heart of the cave, where the air was thick with an overwhelming stench of decay. His light fell upon a large ancient stone altar covered in cryptic carvings. As he approached, he felt a cold breeze brush against his skin, raising the hairs on the back of his neck. Suddenly, the bats awoke, shrieking and swirling around him in a frenzy. Ethan stumbled back, his heart pounding as the cave filled with the deafening sound of beating wings. Amidst the chaos, he saw something move behind the altar, a shadow darker than the rest, taking form. His flashlight flickered again, and then went out completely, plunging him in total darkness. Panic surged through him as he heard the sound of heavy, dragging footsteps approaching. Ethan fumbled to turn his light back on, his fingers trembling. When the light finally flickered to life, it illuminated a pale, ghostly face inches from his own, its hollow eyes wide with fury. The spirit let out a blood-curdling scream, its icy breath chilling Ethan to the bone. The bat swooped down at him as the spirit lunged forward. The last thing Ethan saw before the flashlight shattered on the ground was the spirit's gaping mouth full of sharp, broken teeth, ready to consume him. And then, there was nothing but darkness and silence. The townsfolk found the cave empty the next day, but Ethan was never seen again. From then on, the bats of Shadow Hollow seemed more restless, their eyes glowing red in the darkness as if they gained a new guardian, a young man lost forever to the curse of the cave.